Bonjour, everyone. Welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to, as usual, be doing a diecast showcase. Today's episode is going to be specifically 164 vehicles, and we're going to be doing a little brand showcase. So today's brand showcase is going to be Maisto, and specifically their Maisto Design line. And what I'm going to be showing you within that Maisto Design line is their line of multi-vehicle sets. There's going to be three categories of vehicle sets we're going to be looking at. There's going to be the Tow and Go series, which basically comprises of a car and some type of trailer. We're going to be looking afterwards at Elite Transport, which is basically the equivalent of the Hot Wheels Team Transport, but by Maisto. To finish with Team Haulers, which is basically a tow vehicle, a trailer, and a vehicle being towed, basically. And normally we're looking at specific brand being represented as the livery. So without further ado, we'll get that started. As mentioned, we'll start off with the Tow and Go series. So I really like this series because it reminds me a lot of example drag week or things like that, where the competitors have to go from track to track, and their drag vehicles, even though they're absolutely not street friendly, have to be driven from one part of the event to another over a whole week. So basically, some of these do remind me of that. I'll start off by showing you one that kind of represents this fairly accurately. So first one I'm gonna go with is this one here. So we're looking at a 67 El Camino with a little teardrop trailer. Well, they call it here the traveler trailer. This is one that basically is still possible to find in certain stores, although it's been out for probably, let's see, what's the year on this here. We've got a year of I mean, there's a copyright for the Volkswagen license being used in 2018, but if we're talking about the actual year, I'm not seeing it anywheres. I'm gonna guess that this is probably this was probably released 2 years ago, something like that. But yeah, we'll take a little closer look at the vehicle. So the El Camino, the 67 El Camino, I think this is the only casting I have of a 67 El Camino. I like the color, very metallic, sand gold, nice wheel setup if we're talking about the wheels. Nice drag setup with the big slicks in the back, the skinnies in the front, with the center line intros. The trailer is really old school with the chrome hubcaps, steel wheels, and the wire white walls. Very cool. These cars will have full detail. Obviously, the scale, although it's claimed 164 on the packaging, they are slightly larger than 164, and the proportions are a little bit more cartoony than realistic. But overall, I'd say they're more accurate than Jada if we're talking about scale. But they're pretty much in the same realm, or I'd say one rung below if we're talking about realism of the castings. But nevertheless, for the price point of these sets, I mean, it's, you've got full detailing, rubber tires, plastic base metal body. It's they're very fairly priced, basically. I'm not gonna open all of these today because I mean I've got about 10 of these sets to show you, so we'll These can be open. They're not like screwed into a base or something like that, so they're easier to show off than example M2s and things like that. If we're talking about removal from package, but we'll reserve that. You let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that in an alternate episode. All right, so keeping it in approximately the same theme. Show you another one. Got this set here. So 32 Ford Roadster with the same traveler trailer as before in different colors. So the hot rod's really nice. You know, again, it's got all the details you would expect. Pretty realistic. I mean, obviously not really the tow hook. Tow hook's not really realistic, but the car itself is pretty realistic. You've got even some nice details inside, which is pretty cool. Again, gives you that speed week or drag week or even Bonneville vibes. This one I find, you know, you can see this pulling up in to the salt flats and whatnot. Trailer's really slammed. This one does not have the hubcaps. It only has the steelies, and we got matching steelies on the hot rod as well. With a cool 32 Speed Shop livery on there. A little bit hard to see through 2 layers of plastic there because there is the plastic support holding the car in place, but there you go. 32nd Street Speed Shop, Fontana, California. Yep. So I like these little sets because they look really good on display and whatnot. So you'll notice also that the packaging is also the same. If we're talking about from one car to the other, it's always the same packaging, which is, I find, a good way to save money. Because if you save money on packaging, then you can reinvest that money into the castings, which is why they're never lacking in detail, basically. And they do have opening hoods as well. Here's the next set I'm going to show you right away. So 67 Mustang GT Fastback with a camper. They just call it the camper trailer. It does look like you know, Airstream or something like that. This one I really like the color combo. So it's like steel silver, very metallic steel silver, which would be what you'd expect on the trailer itself. But you know, that being replicated on the car as well is really cool. The car itself, it's a casting Maisto's been doing for quite some time. You can see it's got that same drag setup as you saw previous on the El Camino. Nice details in the front and rear. Very nice car. Bunch of sponsors there, most of which are real. Well, most. Let's say 50-50 split. I won't go through those there. The 117 on this on the door, the 2 red stripes on the top. You've got the matching trailer with the same sponsorships. The wheels on the trailer, it's pretty cool because basically you have literally the same wheels on the front of the Mustang, so you've got kind of like a theme going on there. Firestone white lettering on the tires. Really cool little set. I really like this one. Again, you know, if you'd like to see these out of the box, please let me know. I'd be glad to do another video about these, but get them all unboxed, basically. So, in the sake of time, we won't do both today, because otherwise we'll be looking at least an hour-long video. So, all right, next one out of the 4 tow and go representatives that I'm showing you today. This is my favorite one. So we are talking about the Ford Starliner from 1960, which is an iconic car, style-wise to me. A little Alameda trailer in the back. Very retro. I like it. Kind of like, got almost that cubism style in that trailer. So start with the trailer quick. cool little trailer, you know. Got that three-tone paint with the dark green on top, white in the middle, lime green on the bottom, and you've got some checker plate steel plating on the bottom with the, again, steelies on white walls, which is always a winning combo for me. Maisto, I find these ones, if you don't collect them necessarily, consider picking them up if you're a customizer, because the wheels on these make great wheels, for wheel swaps. And the castings being a little bit bigger, it's easy to trim axles and things like that to make them fit on pretty much everything. Although if you're playing with a smaller diameter wheeled project, these may not be the best depending on the model. So yeah, this is really the showpiece for me. This car here in this series, it's so very nice, very well done. Again, proportions aren't 100%. It's almost in the same realm as the ground pounders from M2. Obviously not at the same level of quality and detail, but that's what I would compare the proportions to. But it's a really, really nice car. I love the colors. The two greens on here are really nice. It's kind of hard to see the metallic of it, but it's really, really metallic as well. So yeah, really cool stuff. I do enjoy these sets. All right, so let's get going on. You know what, we'll alternate these. They kind of put them in the order of my preference, so just get these like this, since these two sets are really my two favorites out of this one. All right, so next up, we're going to be checking out the Team Transport equivalent from Maisto. So let's see, we'll start off with probably my favorite out of the four. So we've got here this really nice Oldsmobile 442 with what they call a Ram truck. Kind of looks like a Mack or a Ford from the profile at least, but the front end, obviously it's not a licensed truck, so the front end is quite different. But yeah, I like the whole theme of it with the white and copper. Oldies towing is kind of cool with the Oldsmobile on the back, you know. Nice little play on words. I don't know if these are the it's a real phone number that's on the side that actually goes to the Maisto offices, and I'm not gonna try, but yeah. So the truck is really cool. You won't see much there, but from the side you can see that where you'd expect just the single round lights for a Ford or a Mack, they did do something a little bit more custom with the grill, since it wasn't licensed, to make sure it wasn't infringed or anything. They wouldn't have the licensing to pay. I like the top part as well. The orange cherry, and the additional lights that are done. Wheels are great. Again, the Firestone tires. And the Oldsmobile looks really good. Again, you know, looks a lot like a G Machine, Pro Street, something like that, basically. But, you know, the details are good. Front end is unmistakably a 442, or an Oldsmobile at least. Same for the rear. And the car is a licensed product, so, I mean, it did get the okay from GM if we're talking about the release. And, I mean, all of these are, you know, from the past 3-4 years, I'd say. Again, I'm looking right now, and there is no copyright year. But, yeah. So, Olds 442. Let's see, next up, we're going to check out... Yeah. I'll show you right away the other one that has the same Ram truck. You'll see a theme base. It's kind of like anything else, you know. M2 has like the COEs they reuse over and over in their hauler sets. You know, same for the team transports. You got the carry-on, you got the wide open, the Horizon hauler. You know, you've got a few, but they come back from set to set. So this one, again, same Ram truck, but this time with a nice Fox body with a big blown V8. I did recently pick up another one of these Fox body castings from Maisto, without the blow motor and just a single car. It's casting I do enjoy, and I did show you another one that I have. It's been around for a while. The other one I showed you in my Mustang specific video basically was the same casting with the opening hood and everything. But in metallic blue and more like a slammed street machine as opposed to an all-out drag machine like this one. So let's check out the car. I really like this car. Color choice is really cool. You know, with that not quite army green, but you know, close to it. You know, again, you've got a nice livery, two-tone, with the orange sponsor stickers on the lower part. Number 93 on the door, which is the same number that I have on the other one, unfortunately, as well. Although it's not exactly the same. Nice tampos up front. Nice tampos in the rear. And yeah, this would be a 93 SVT Cobra. So last year production for the Fox body. As you can see here, you can see a little bit better the details on the Ram truck if we're talking about the roof. But the truck itself is exactly the same, except for the colors. Black wheels instead of chrome wheels, so on and so forth. So, definitely a nice truck, definitely a nice car, definitely a nice set. Alright, next up, I'm going to show you one that I really picked up more for the car than anything else, but honestly, truck's pretty cool too, in my opinion. So we've got here a Buick Regal T-Type. So basically the same thing as a, well, actually the T-Type. Very, you got to be very careful. It's not the same exactly as a Grand National. The T-Type basically was your well-spec'd Buick Regal with a little bit of like a sport package added, if I could say. Aluminum wheels, you know, a little bit of trim difference to make it a little bit more sporty. Floor shift instead of the steering column shift, you know, just like a sport package or a touring package or whatnot. Now this one, I believe, if I open the hood, I will see the 3.8 turbo, so it could be a T-Type turbo, which is pretty much the rarest 3.8 turbo Buick G-body that you can buy or find. This one, again, you know, I'd have to open it to check. And I don't think I have another example of this Maisto casting, although it's been around for quite some time. So this one's got the T-tops, which is cool. White interior, very lowrider-esque paint scheme. The matte gold 5 spokes. Nice purple color. Chrome bumpers that show that it's not, and grille that show that it's not a Grand National. Yeah, I love G-bodies, as mentioned previously, so I had to get this one, absolutely. And here's what they call the mistletoe flatbed. Mistletoe flatbed is very Art Deco looking piece of thing with a lot of lowrider flair added to it. Love the purple rims with the chrome cap and the wide white walls. Love the fact that it's a 2-axle truck in the back. Well, 3-axle truck actually overall. No, nice little details here and there. Very old school looking front end. You know, again, it's not, this is not a licensed truck, but I find it looks darn good nevertheless. It's kind of like a modernized, or actually even neo retrofied newer truck. I don't know. It could be either a backdated newer truck based on the cab, or it could be a modernized old truck with new hardware added to the old chassis or something like that. So I don't know, but I really like how it looks. Cool set. Last of the two-piece sets I'm going to show you today, and my most recent pickup in the 8 that I'm going to have shown you so far is this one, and this one is a doozy in my opinion. So an actual licensed tow truck by Mack, as you can see there, B61 tow truck from 1953, and a 71 Chevy Vega in a very pro street looking spec. The truck is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's definitely my favorite from the Maisto sets that I have. Really good looking truck, you know, slammed with the big stacks, lots of chrome, big push bar that we can see a little bit up front. You've got the Bulldog Mack emblem on the front grille. Really cool stuff. Big air horns, the extra lighting. 3-axle again. Towing apparatus is right here. And the Vega. Slammed to the ground with staggered wheels. Really nice deep lip on the back. I like the paint job too. The red and black theme works really well. I'm not huge on red cars, but you know, this one I find it's really well done and it fits. It's got a nice feel to it, and yeah, it's really well done. The details are really well done on the car as well. I mean, these have painted details throughout, but they don't skimp out, you know, and choose like two colors and that's it, and whatever can be done with these two colors, well, we'll just not do it. So yeah, so last sets I'm gonna show you, we're moving into the team haulers. So the team haulers are going to be 3-car sets. So I'm going to show you 2 of those, starting off with this one. You know what, we're going to push these a little bit further so we can get a better view. These boxes are a little bit longer, so we'll fit that into frame there. So this set is pretty epic in my opinion. So you got another Vega, same spec but different colors. Literally like same wheels, same everything. So I won't spend too long on that one. It's just a different paint work. I really wanted this for this nice 55 Chevy Nomad. This thing has got a great wheel setup, a roll cage inside, as you can see, to the point where I'm wondering, I think it, you know, I'm almost wondering that this thing is fully caged up, you know, single seat up front and everything, and it's towing a car that has no roll cage, that has all its full interior and everything. So it's kind of weird as a setup. Oh, and Chevy trailer, enclosed trailer, really cool. I mean, let's just say the hitches on these, you see a better view of them. They're not very delicate, to be polite about it, but you know, the sets themselves are really cool. Yeah, so the Nomad's really nice. Nice details everywhere. Very well done. And I love the paint on this Vega. I won't go into too much detail as mentioned, but look at this paint here. I love the, you know, you got some gold, some orange, some black over the base pearl white. I don't, this paint job is really very it works well with this kind of these kind of cars, these kind of setups also for these cars and everything like that. So really cool little Chevrolet set. And last but not least, the last one I'm going to show you here. Let's get this over here for a second. This is my most recent acquisition. This had just came out, and I mean it's readily available pretty much everywhere. But the Edelbrock sponsored Mopar set with the 06 Dodge Magnum RT, which is the only Dodge Magnum casting I have. I know that Hot Wheels made a Bling's Tune version, and Matchbox actually makes a Magnum that's very decent in its rendering. But this is the first time I actually pick up a Magnum casting, so I'm pretty happy because I love wagons. The Hemi V8's always fun, and I like the style of this one. Find it a shame that they discontinued it, but I understand why. In the North American market, it's just not something that's very popular. It's a niche vehicle as opposed to being something they can offload a bunch of through like the Charger and the 300. So, yeah. So we'll start by looking a little bit more in detail. There we go. So we've got some Steelies with the Firestone tires, the Edelbrock livery. Red on top, black on the bottom with a nice orange line to separate the two. Got some mirrors, which is always cool. And, you know, nice tampos front and rear, fully detailed. I find it looks really cool on the Steelies. It does give it a more utilitarian look. It's kind of cool. Trailer is the same as the previous one, but white instead of black with the Edelbrock livery instead of the Chevy livery. So not a whole lot to say there. And here's your Charger, 69 Dodge Charger RT. Same livery as the Magnum, but you've got the black Steelies. They're staggered in width. Firestone tire lettering again. This one's got a chrome roll cage inside, as you can see. It's got both its seats though. So again, a little bit of a resto mod. I like the fact that they really did the C-pillars very well, with the window dipping at a more pronounced angle than the actual pillars. Very cool stuff. And yeah, so that's my most recent addition to my little collection of these sets. So I do enjoy them. I'll try and do another follow-up episode on Maisto in a future video. But you know, we'll just see where that leads, basically, because I have a lot of Maisto, but not that much. So we'll see. If ever you'd like to see more Maisto products, please do let me know. I still have a little stash of other ones remaining, so I'd be glad to share them with you on an alternate episode. On that, I will let you go. If you like the video, please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to be updated of future uploads on my part. And of course, comment with your feedback. Which one's your favorite? Do you guys collect Maisto? What do you think of the brand and their different products? And yeah, that'll pretty much do it. So until the next one, take care and bye.